And I think I'm recording. So here we go, friends. And I'm going to share my screen. And as you can tell, this is the first time I've done this. Yay! I'm going to share my screen. We're going to go here, and we're just going to leave it on this one. So, all right. We have several people here today. So I think there's some, I just looked and there's over 30 people in the Zoom. So that's awesome. So I'm Shonda Johnston. I am the Clark County Family Consumer Science Agent. And I am, this is my first time doing this. And Kay is going to kind of try to help me. She's going to watch the, chat. And if you guys have any questions, I'd love for you guys, if you can, to use the chat. Go ahead and take a second right now to see if you're muted. And if you want to talk and you just have a question, or if you don't have access to the chat, feel free to jump in. I want this to be as informal as possible. I love this topic. I'm super excited to teach about it. So if I start using some terminology, or if you are a little confused about where I'm at, I would go ahead and just stop me, and or if you put something in the chat, Kay will stop me. Again, go ahead and check your mutes. And at the end, there's going to be an evaluation opportunity. I think that some people, I know Clark County, I think we may have sent out the evaluation. You may have it already in your packet. But in some other counties, if you don't have it, go ahead and just contact your office and they'll get it for you. And I've got a little thank you prize for you, and I'll tell you what it is at the end. So I know you'll be waiting with bated breath. All right. So today we are going to talk about saving with apps on your phone for using grocery lists and coupons. But most of what we're going to talk about is some couponing and rebates apps. And I absolutely am passionate about saving. And I don't know if you remember when those TV shows came out. I can't remember what they were called, but it was the extreme couponing type thing, I think is what they were. I may have had a binder at some point in my previous life, and I may have absolutely purchased multiple Sunday newspapers for some coupons. So couponing is definitely something that I love, and I'm actually really excited to show some of this stuff, because if you aren't using some of these things, if you have a smartphone, there are some easy ways that you can save at the grocery store, and it's very, very easy. I always love to come home. Bless my husband's heart, we're 12 years in now, and I used to come home with a whole big thing from the grocery store, and I'd lay it all out, and I would say, okay, guess how much? And he used to guess really well, and now he knows he's supposed to overshoot what he actually thinks to just make me feel better. So that is something that I really love doing this. I'm excited to talk about this. So I have a question that I need you guys to ask first, because I know we are all kind of from different counties. We talked a little bit, we have some Scott counties. I know all 9 counties were invited. This is how we do in our leader lessons now. So I need to know, where do you all shop for groceries? So if you have access to the chat, go ahead and stick it in there, and I'll let Kay manage that. But if you don't have access, just go ahead and holler some places out, because I know some places have certain grocery stores and some don't. So what do you got?
Good. Go ahead, tell it.
Walmart.
Marion shops at Walmart. Okay.
Well, Kroger, same one.
Okay, do we have anything in the chat?
Lots of Kroger and Walmart. Myers just popped up. Save-A-Lot just popped up. Aldi's, one of my favorites. I wish we had one. Costco.
These are the
Okay.
mine's over here on this
Great.
side.
I love Aldi. You don't need coupons there.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So I'm in Winchester, and so we are definitely Kroger and Walmart oriented, but I also love to go to Meijer. So we're going to talk a little bit about that too. So great. That is helpful info for us going forward. So who has used couponing or grocery apps before? Again, stick that in the chat, or you can tell me about it. Anybody? I'm gonna raise my hand. Yes, I have.
Looks
I don't
like
know.
we've got lots of yeses.
Yay.
Somebody has a Kroger app on their phone.
Okay.
Kroger app, Meyer apps. Oh, I've used them my entire life and teach a class monthly at the extension office.
Hey, now wait a minute.
Fayette County Extension Office.
Yes. Well, and that's something as we go a little bit further, if there are some apps on here that you have used that I am not familiar with, I would love to hear about that because there are several on here that I'm probably not going to talk about because I don't have as much knowledge about it, but I would love to hear about them. Because here are just a few. And it's somewhat overwhelming if you ever went to, your app store, and I'm going to show you, I'm going to go to the app store on my phone and kind of show you, what to look for when you go. But when you type in couponing or savings, there are so many apps that come up, and they all do different things, and they're really great for, you just have to figure out what it is that you want to do and use that app for it. I want you to know that we are not recommending any particular apps today. So there's no endorsement and no criticism of any of these apps. We just want to talk a little bit about understanding the differences between the types of apps, and then talk a little bit about some ones that I use frequently, and hopefully introduce you to some that maybe you haven't used before. So now we're going to go down here. All right, so the different apps can do various things, such as make grocery lists. They can do meal planning for you. They can do coupons. They have digital, and ones that you can go to and print them. There are store loyalty, like your Kroger points that accumulate your M perks on Meijer. There's various store loyalty apps. And then there are rebate apps. And tonight we're going to talk, I'm going to touch on the grocery and meal planning apps. And that is an area that I am not as familiar, just to be transparent. I am still a little bit on the paper pencil route, where I like to make my grocery list on a sticky note, or a little list that stays on the grocery or on the refrigerator. But I have had to take a picture of it because 60% of the time I don't make it to the grocery store with the list. So I've started at least taking a picture of it so that I'll have it on my phone when I go. But the meal planning and grocery lists are the area that if any of you all have used these apps that I'm going to talk about, I would love to hear your experiences with those. So the organizing lists, the grocery pantry inventory to-do lists, some of those apps are called Grocery IQ, Out of Milk, Wonderlist, List Ease. Those were some of those pictures of some of the apps I showed you on the beginning. So those could be some that you would look for if you were wanting to try out some grocery list apps. There are also some apps that have features that have calorie counters, nutritional swaps, calendar reminders, and some of those are called Avocado List, Opt Up, and Cozy Family Organizer. And then there's some meal planning. I know we here at the Extension Office have some really neat tools for meal planning as well. So if you're not into some of these apps, we have some resources for that too. But some of those are called Meal Lime and Big Oven. Now I have not used any of those. So if you have, I'd love for you to put that in the chat or stop me later on at some point and tell me about that, because I'm really interested. I know that I had talked to somebody that some of them are subscription based, and we'll talk a little bit about cost as one of those considerations that we need to think about. But some of them, are free as well. So kind of.
Rhonda.
Yeah.
Someone, and I was looking for the name, is asking about the supportive materials being mailed out. Will this be up to each individual county, or?
Yeah, I think I think that the supportive materials, there's a publication on this, and then there is some facilitator's guide and that information. So I would say that if you haven't gotten that, you can probably contact your agent or just your office. I know some offices have vacancies. So just call over there and they can, everybody should have some of that information, but if not, they can get in contact with me. Okay.
Also, if you want, I can email you the materials while we're doing this. If you put your email in the chat room, Mary.
Yeah.
It's Mary Colvin that was asking about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, thanks. All right. So the apps that I'm a bit more familiar with go into those couponing and rebates and store loyalties. So there are apps out there like coupons.com and Coupon Sherpa. They have apps on, or they have coupons on the actual app, as well as the ability to print paper coupons. If you're like me, again, where you kind of maybe did some couponing years ago, a lot of things have now just moved into those digital coupons. So if the Sunday paper is actually quite disappointing these days, if you get it, there isn't a whole lot of advertising and circulars in there that would have those coupons. So a lot of them have moved into that digital and or printable coupons. It's probably a lot less, it's probably more cost effective for them to have these sites where you use your own printer and your own ink, and they aren't printing them every day in the Sunday newspapers. And actually my mother-in-law just moved out of her house, and she gifted me with some coupons that apparently back in the 80s they had no expiration date. So I'm going to try my hand at using some of those and see what they do from the 1987 coupons that she apparently still had. So, but that's, we've kind of transitioned into the digital piece of that. So the apps, and there is actually an app out there that can transform your paper coupons to digital coupons. I haven't tried that one, so I don't know, how you then use those at the stores. So again, if anybody has had experience with that, I would love to hear that, because that might start a whole new problem for Shonda if I can take pictures and then they become digital coupons. So, okay, are we good, or should I keep going?
We're good.
All right, perfect. So then we've got store loyalty, and that's where the person who said that they have their Kroger app and they use it all the time, those are your store loyalty. I get tripped up on saying that every time. There's Meijer, there is Walmart has one. They don't have a particular program that they kind of a rewards program that goes with it, but you got Meijer, you've got Kroger, you've got Target that has some store loyalty where the more you spend there, the accumulate in some way. So those are a good place to look at them. And the Kroger app, if you've used the Kroger app, and the Meijer app is the same way, you can find they have coupons. They have the ability to make grocery lists. They have the weekly ads. They have online shopping where you can do the click list or pick up and those types of things. So those apps really have become all of these apps in one that are specific to that store. So if you do have a Kroger or a Meijer, you could actually just download that one app and do all of these things. So again, we'll talk a little bit more about that. I'm gonna share my screen on my phone a little bit later. I'd love to have some time to show you guys these apps, because it's nice to talk about them, but it's gonna be a little bit easier to actually see them. So then this is a really interesting one. They're rebate apps. And so your rebate apps are things like Ibotta, Checkout 51, Saving Star, Ebates, which I think is actually turned into a different name these days. But I'm very familiar with Ibotta. I use it often. And what they do is whereas a coupon, say something cost $1 and you have a 20-cent coupon, you would only pay 80 cents for it. But a rebate app, what they do is they put rebates on there that you would pay full price for it at the grocery store. But then you use the app and you take a picture of your receipt, and then they give you a credit, essentially, a 20-cent credit or whatever the rebate happens to be. But in that example, say 20 cents, that goes into almost like a little account. and you can cash it out for actual cash or gift cards. And so it's considered a rebate at that point. And so again, you're paying full price at the store, but you're going to get a rebate once you get home and upload your receipt. And the best thing to do with the rebate apps and your coupons is to do something called stacking, which we'll talk a little bit about that here in a second too, where I might use my 20-cent coupon at the store, and then I come home and I also get my 20-cent rebate. So I've now saved 40 cents or gotten 40 cents back into my pocket in some way. So again, we'll use some scenarios and talk a little bit about that later on. So those are all the different types of apps. And again, if there is any specific app that you have a question about, I'll stay on definitely after the program, and we can talk about those specifics if you want help with those. If you're saying, hey, I've heard about this one and somebody uses it, can you help me? What do you know about that? So I'd love to do that. All right, Kay, we still good?
We're good. There
Anybody
was
got any
one comment that did show up afterwards about the coupons. And this is probably true because I remember when coupons didn't have expirations, but they didn't always have barcodes. So somebody
Okay.
mentioned the fact that as long as old coupons have barcodes, they'll work. Even if it says that if it says it doesn't have an expiration date.
Right.
But if there's no barcode there, it might be hard to use.
Also true. So I think most of these don't have barcodes. So we'll have to see. I'll have to check it out. So I can update y'all.
Argue with them, Shanta.
I
Argue.
mean, would you imagine that I'm the one that argues?
Yes,
I
with
say,
them.
but it says it had no expiration date. But yeah. So some things that you need to consider when you are downloading apps is cost. If it's a safe, well reputable or a reputable app, and then some privacy concerns, because a lot of times when you are downloading apps, they are going to ask you to set up some sort of account, in that you would just need to provide an email and maybe some, it just depends on what the app is, what they ask for. But so those are some things that are definitely important for you to consider. Again, a lot of things are free. I will say that if you can guess how much I like to coupon, I probably would dissuade people from using apps that cost money. But I think I've maybe paid for one app in my whole life. But there are some apps that have fees for them, and they, you might have the free one, but you have to pay a certain amount to be able to access other parts of the app. And there are some apps, a lot of apps that will, if they're free, they actually have in-app advertisements and purchases that you can make, which is how they make it free. The reason that you would be able to get access to it for free is because somebody has paid for that advertising. And a lot of people would say, well, I'd rather pay, $5.99 for that app and not have to watch those advertisements. So that's really kind of comes down to your personal choice. But that's kind of how these free apps work, is that there's going to be opportunities for people to advertise throughout that. And I'll show you one of those here in a second once we get down to doing the rebates. Something that is kind of important is are the privacy concerns. Again, if you have an app that requires you to set up an account, some people get a little nervous about that kind of thing. Again, most things there are some places you can't even online shop if you don't give them your email and those types of things. So majority of these apps are not asking for any kind of what I would consider to be private information, like your social security number or your, some of them do ask for your date of birth, oftentimes because of needing to know that you're a certain age to be able to use it. But not your social, and demographic information like your income and those types of things are often not asked, or if they are, they're optional. So again, just kind of keep track of that. You want to know, my kind of rule of thumb for apps is I don't usually use the location app or part of the app. It'll ask you. What that is if I get close to, say I'm going to Lexington and I'm on the Winchester side of Lexington. So I'm in Hamburg And it's going to know that I'm close to that Meijer and not the Meijer on the other side of Lexington. I don't particularly care for that. It's very easy for me just to put in the zip code of where I'm at, or it will give you an option to use the location one time. I don't like it to just know where I'm at all the time. That's my personal opinion on that. And yeah, so the, oops, went too far.
It uses up a lot of your battery on your phone too, if you let it know all the time.
Yes, because it constantly is going to run and check where you are. So that is another piece. It uses that battery. And the other piece about that middle part that says companies may track what you purchase. If you think about your Kroger card, if you have a Kroger card, it actually tracks your purchases too. You can actually go onto the app and see everything you've bought with your Kroger card. Which is good, because then I could return something without a receipt, or if I needed to show them that, or I think, what did I buy last time, if I needed something else. But they will also start putting on coupons that are consistent with things and types of foods that you buy. So that is another reason that companies may track what you purchase, is to try to push other items on you that you may be interested in. If you buy diapers, they may then start saying, oh, well, you may want some formula coupons, or you may want something that says, hey, you had a baby that you were buying for, those types of things. It's not really something that's a negative, but just something to be aware of when you are downloading things. And then it's really important to only download apps from your actual app store. I know on Androids, I think it's called something different. So this is where I'm going to try to see how this is going to work. I'm going to share my screen on my phone, and I'm going to go to my app store and show you some of these things that you need to look for if you are looking to download an app. So I'm going to stop sharing on here. And bear with me. This is a great time if you guys want to ask any questions or pop in there. Would be a good time for that.
I have a question for Kay. I just received the email. Is there a separate facilitator's guide, or is all the documents you just sent, that's it?
Yeah, I have the facilitator's guide. I may not have included in that email, so I can definitely get with you. If you, Kay can share the email with me, or I can look on the chat, and I'll make sure you get everything that goes with this.
Thanks.
Okay. Sorry, I'm a superb multitasker. All right. You ready for this? This is so exciting. I didn't know Zoom could do this. You ready? You see my rotten children on the back. Sorry about that. Okay, so as you can see, we're going to talk about all of those kind of apps that I have up there right now, but we're going to go to the App Store, and I cannot see anything else, so hopefully y'all can see this. Are you seeing my screen?
Yes. Shonda,
Okay.
There's also a question about the apps that you've mentioned in your materials, if they are in the handouts, the particular apps you've mentioned.
The apps, I'm not sure, to be honest with you. They are in. I can't
remember either. That's why
I can't remember. But I can kind of maybe make a cheat sheet that had what they do, like grocery apps and those types of things. If it's not in there, I'll make sure that we have that. So I'll write that down to make sure. All right, so let's say I'm gonna look for the Kroger app. Okay, so there's the Kroger app. If I click on, which you can't see, but I just clicked on the part there. So one of the things that's kind of important is to see the company or developer, which if I scroll down, you can see that there. I don't know if you can see where it says the Kroger company is the developer. So after you click on one, you scroll down a little bit, you can see the developer, and you could research that person if you wanted to, so that you can see all of the apps that are similar to that. And I didn't turn off my notifications. So the developer is kind of important because you can also research that developer. If it's something that you've never heard of before, or maybe you saw something in the news and you were like, ooh, that isn't necessarily a good one. That is one thing that you can kind of look and do research for. The other thing is to look at the ratings, which you can see up there, that this has a 4.8 out of 5. And it's kind of important to see how many ratings they've had, because it can be a 4.8 out of 5 with one rating. So what this tells me is there's 780,000 rating, which means that this is a pretty well used app. So that means that multiple people have downloaded it, multiple people have used it. So that makes me feel a little bit more comfortable about that. The other thing you kind of want to know is, when was it last updated? Because there may be an app that you find that hasn't been updated for 2 years. Well, that means that it's probably not really active, and you won't get the same types of customer service and those types of things with it. Like it may have bugs, meaning it won't work as well, it has glitches, those types of things. So you want to know when it was last updated, and you want it to be semi-recently. So you can see here where it says 6 days ago, 6D ago, that is when it was actually updated. So these are just some things that you can look for. And then you can go back to those ratings and see, you can scroll and you can read what people had concerns about when they downloaded it. And if you have one that has, look, this is somebody who is not satisfied for some reason. So he or she explains why. So it's actually kind of, good that if there's not all 5-star reviews, because that means that, it isn't inflated. A lot of times there are people out there whose job it is to inflate the reviews so it looks better. So this means that, there are real people who have been using this. So you can take that time to do that. So I just wanted you guys to see inside your app store. And again, Androids are going to look different. And I apologize, I don't have one to show. But if you're used to kind of downloading apps on your Android, that would be a place to look there. Okay. All right. We're going to go back to that. Any questions about downloading or looking at what you need to look for I didn't check the chat to see. Are we good on that?
You're good.
Okay, perfect.
I am going to, with your permission, I was starting to do it and I thought I better ask her permission. I was going to put your email in the chat room.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, absolutely.
to contact you about these apps or whatever after the fact. Okay.
Perfect. Perfect. Absolutely. Okay. So just some things to think about when you're going to actually download apps. So kind of just to touch on quickly, some other things that people use their phones for and what they're doing to save money. In the store, you can, while you're there, you can, research maybe what the price is. Google these days has become awesome. I mean, I remember I used to have to go into Kroger and then I'd have to go into Walmart and see the different prices and see maybe which one might be cheaper. But these days I can just put what I'm looking for in the search bar, and there's even a tab at the top that says shopping. So it will show me what that price is at different places, and I can say, oh wait, that might be cheaper here. Or even if you're an Amazon shopper, it might be, oh, I was going to buy, there's an example of dog treats that are $15 at Walmart and they're on Amazon for $7. So and there's a lot of dog treats in there. It's not like one dog treat. That seems really expensive for dog treats. But so I know that I'm going to need to buy that at Amazon, because why would I spend, twice as much at Walmart, but I can quickly do that and make sure that they're still on sale at Amazon or whatever the price may be.
This is Marion's husband. May I make a comment?
Please.
If you're on a telephone plan that is data limited, try and get on your Wi-Fi at home and download the apps on your Wi-Fi. It won't count on your data plan.
That is a great suggestion.
Right.
So yes, and the same for when you go through and download the coupons and click on those. You want to do that when you're at home, or even if you are on a loyalty program like that, you can actually sign in on your computer too. So you can actually do those types of things on your computer. So that's a great point, and I appreciate you bringing that up. Okay. Again, your store brand loyalty piece, if you go to Kroger, and you may know it's cheaper at Walmart, but Kroger is going to give you those fuel points. Those are some things you have to think about in terms of when you get into the stores and see, what might be better. Do I buy it here? Do I buy it there? And again, you can look at those things on your phone to be able to check those things. And then stacking offers is what I was kind of talking about a little bit ago, and I'll show you, although I think I used the coupon, so it might not be there. But if you have a coupon and a rebate, you can get those double savings. And then it's even better if you get a coupon and a rebate and there's a sale on it at the store. So those are things to kind of just start thinking about it. It can almost become a formula if you're not careful. But it's also just making sure. The big thing also with this is buying things that you are going to use. I know that there's a lot of people that get on these I bought a rebate apps, and they're buying all sorts of things because there's rebates for it, and there's bonuses, and there's all sorts of things. I mean, the rebate game can become a really, it becomes really interesting. But in terms of the saving money piece, make sure that you are always, buying the things that you use. You may want to try something and there may be a coupon for it. But I mean, if there's a coupon for diapers and you have no need for diapers, don't buy diapers, even though it's exciting to get that rebate or use a coupon. Or you can buy diapers and do those things and then donate. I'm okay with that. But just make sure that you're not getting caught up. Our state specialist, Kelly May, did some of this program, and she made a suggestion about how she was doing that, and she was buying 10 different things to get the bonuses into this, and she was like, yeah, I saved money, but I'm not really sure what all I got. So make sure you don't get caught up in that. So, all right. So again, all of those things are really helpful. Sharing the lists, I'm going to show you how you can do that in Kroger, and that helps you kind of save some time. Those meal plannings and lists will help you save money too. But I'm going to take the time here. I'm going to take just a second, and I'm going to share my screen back again. This would be the great time to ask any questions about anything we've gone over. That's the bulk of the actual teaching, and now I want to show you guys some of these things to get in these apps and play around and show you what you can do with them. So anybody have any questions at this point? No?
Nothing in the chat room.
Yay! All right, so I'm going to stop that. Okay. So now I'm going to go back to sharing my screen, in theory. All right. So, and again, the way you would do these, you go to the App Store and you would search for these apps. And so again, I will definitely get a list of these apps together with what they do so that you can start researching them if you're interested. But I'm going to show you just a little bit about these things. So here's the Kroger app. Now this is signed in under mine. And so this is what it looks like. And so there are several things you can see that you can do. I could schedule a pickup for their what used to be called click list. I can do that on the app. I can go over here to where it says weekly ads, and I can see the ad. Now here's a little tip. If you have been doing teaching classes like this for a while, Kroger goes from a Wednesday to a Tuesday circular. Meijer is a Sunday to Saturday. So know those things. Walmart doesn't do any ads or sales typically like that anymore. Target, if you're a Target shopper, they are Sunday to Saturday. I am not sure about IGA and Save a Lot. I'll be honest with you. I feel like they're Wednesday to Tuesday, but because they come in that little thing that comes in the mail. But if anybody knows that, you can pop it in the chat box down there. But this app,
can you
say it
read
again?
the dates again, please?
Yeah, so Kroger goes Wednesday through Tuesday. So this is a prime example. Today is Tuesday. It's kind of my favorite day to shop, and I'll show you why. Because here's the ad for September 23rd through September 29th, which is today. So anything I want in this ad group is going to be ending today. But because it's the last day, they're going to show me a preview of what next week is going to be on sale. So now today I got this in the mail, but sometimes I don't get this until Thursday, or sometimes they don't put it in my mailbox and I don't have it anymore. And so you will see that I could say, well, if I wanted, trying to see one, there's a prime example of this last week, but grapes were $1.67 a pound. And so if I bought them today, I would pay $1.67 a pound for them. But if I waited till tomorrow, they're going to be on sale for 97 cents. So if I can wait, then I could save a good amount of money. So that's what I love about this app, is that you can go in there and see the advertisements. Meijer does the exact same thing. Meijer runs Sunday, starts their sale, and they go through Saturday. And so if I go shopping on, it's usually Friday, but I definitely by Saturday, they have their preview up. And so you can see what's going to be on sale the next day. So that's a way that you can kind of use, the ad part of these apps to look at and see about saving money. So that's one of the things there. So then I can go to savings down there. See, on the bottom, it says savings and it's highlighted. This is where all of their digital coupons are going to be. So I can view all coupons. And when you first set these apps up, again, you're going to have to set it up with your information. And with Kroger, you're going to want to link your Kroger card with it. And so if you still have your Kroger card, like your actual physical card, or if you use an alternate ID, I'm pretty sure that will work too. But you can put those things in and it will connect with those. So when you clip your coupons on your app, the way you use them, so if I go down here and I say, oh, look, I'm going to buy some dog food, and I click the clip button, that is now loaded to my Kroger card. So all I have to do is enter my Kroger card at the checkout or scan it, and that coupon is going to come off. And you'll see that when you press the pay now button, if you do self-checkout, or when they total at the cashier, it will come all the way down and you'll see where those coupons came off. So it's so easy. You don't have to, be like me back in the day when I was carrying my binder and all of the things. Uh-oh, guess what happened when your phone goes to sleep? Sorry. And so you can, it's so simple that you can just load those, and all you have to go in there with is your Kroger card, just like you always would. So I can go through there, and this is what Dave, or Marion's husband, had said, is do this if you are a data plan that uses certain data. Don't do this while you're sitting in the Kroger parking lot. Go ahead and try to do that before you get there, or somewhere that's actually on Wi-Fi. So I'm at work right now, and I'm on our Wi-Fi, so I can do this and not use my data. So you go through and you clip all of the things that you're going to use. And so you can spend some time to do that. Now, the thing that Kroger does is that every couple days they stick some new coupons on there. So it would be beneficial for you to kind of check to see what kind of coupons are on every couple days. But also when you get ready to go, and say you have your grocery list, if you have your grocery list and you want to go in there and you can type in that search coupons bar, say I want to buy, I don't know, let's say Tide. They used to have a whole lot of coupons for that. I don't know if they do now. So say I want to buy some Tide. I know that's on my list. So if I'm on my list, then I can say, oh yeah, look, there is a $3 coupon on, and you can see down there, if you click on it, it tells you, I'm going to say the exclusions and or what the actual thing is. So I can click on that and I see that, oh, it's for a 92 ounce Tide, or Tide liquid, heavy duty, all of the things. It shows you all that stuff. And the cool part about Kroger is that then I can also scroll down and I can see where it says qualifying products. I know I can look at those and say, oh, so those are what's included. And say I was only going to buy the small Tide, I would know that, oh, this isn't the small one, it's for the big ones. So it'll show you it's $11.99 today at the store, and I'm going to get $3 off. So then you have to play math games.
We have a question.
Yeah.
And I can identify with this one as well. Okay.
Okay.
Kroger has so many coupons that it can become overwhelming.
Absolutely. You
So
can
do
see
you have any advice on narrowing them down is the question.
So it depends on if you're wanting to see just what kind of coupons they have, or if, again, you're wanting to see if there are certain coupons for what I'm buying that week. So again, that is one way I could do it, and that I could go to that search bar and see, I'm buying this today, I'm buying this today, I'm buying this today. The other thing is that you can sort them. See the sort and filter button up there? I can go to sort and filter, and I can do them by multiple things. I like to sort mine by newest, because if I go through there, eventually, I can't remember when the last time I clicked coupons was, but eventually, don't look because y'all will get sick. When I get down here at some point, and again, they must have added a whole lot of coupons, but at some point I will get to where it'll say clipped. The last one I clipped, oh, okay, now they're no longer new. I've looked at everything past that point. So that's one way to do it. The other thing is you can see all of the different options for how you can filter. So you can filter based on value, expiration date, popularity, relevance, all of those types of things. Or I can go down to the departments and I can say, well, I am not brand specific for my detergent. I like to buy what's on sale or what has a coupon. So I can go click on cleaning products, click apply filters, and I'm going to only see cleaning products. So that's a way that if you get overwhelmed with all of them, if you're like, oh, I'm just looking for the things I like to buy, or I'm looking for those types of things, you can do it from that. So there's definitely some different ways, but I do agree that it is extremely overwhelming sometimes.
She appreciated that. She said, thanks. Here's another one. It says, I received paper coupons from Kroger. And is it okay to scan them as opposed to carrying them? I guess that you mean by take a picture of them?
Yes. So this
On your
particular
phone?
one does not, it doesn't, you can't really, I don't think you can do that on this particular app.
Okay.
So you would have those are going to be separate than the ones that you get on here. And so you can't, you're not really supposed, no, the answer to that is no. I think the answer to that is no. Now, if you have a paper coupon that is a manufacturer's coupon, these in here are ones that you're not supposed to be able to use at the same time. So this one on here for Glade products, $3.75 on 2 Glade products. You may have a paper coupon that's the exact same one. You are not supposed to use those together. I can't remember if Kroger is still like this. I believe that I can use a store coupon. I don't know if you've ever gotten those ones they send you in the mail and it says store coupon, and it'll be, 50 cents off $2 worth of bread. Or it'll be a store coupon for, I don't know, I'm trying to think of something. Usually it's more of those groups type. You buy, $3 in dairy products. If you buy $3 in dairy products and you have a cheese coupon, you can use those together. But most of the systems these days have prevented you from being able to double use those. Meijer actually will ask you at their M-Perks when you go to check out, if you use a coupon that you have paper and you have a use coupon that's on your app, very similar to this, you, sorry guys, you will, it will notify you. Do you want to use the paper coupon or do you want to use the clipped M-Perks coupon? I'm not sure if Kroger is as good with that, but I think it will stop you and it'll say that you need somebody to come over and do that. So, All right, so that's the Kroger app, and I just want to show you real quick on that also is this ability. And my mom, I started shopping for her when all of this COVID situation happened, and she is way better at this than I am. She's like a Kroger coupon savvy person. I get it, honest. But she did a really great thing where she was doing her shopping list. And when she did her shopping list, and I'm going to see if I can do it. And I'm not real good at it. And I did it last night, and I'm not sure if I can do it again. And if somebody knows better than I do, you can show me. But there is a place for you to go. Oh, I know. Oh, I remember. I'm sorry, guys. So I go to this front screen. Sorry, let me go back. I did that too fast. The front screen, the home screen, and I click up here. Those 3 lines on the top, that was where I clicked. See those 3 lines on the top? When I click that, there is a shopping list option there. There's a recipes option. There's the rewards option, which is where you can see all of your fuel points. So you know, how many do I have? You can see, now nobody judge my fuel points when I click on this. You can see how many you have left from August versus how many you have left from September, those types of things. So you know exactly what you can do. But that shopping list, I can add things to it. And if you look there, and this is really helpful if you're, and I know that we have some husbands on it, but my husband, when he goes to the grocery store, is a hot mess. And so if you look, this tells me where eggs are. It's in aisle 17. So you can see that there. And so I want to add eggs. And if I want to add, I don't know, we're going to add this. Oh, looks like I have 2 on there. I do all of these things. Well, then I can go up here and start my list, add all items from my cart, and I have a shopping list. I want to add all of them. You all, this is, am I right on this? And then I can share my list. And this is what my mom did. I can pick up, look, you can see all my stuff. But say I want to share it with Kay.
I'm not picking up your groceries.
And so when I share it with Kay, it
Oh,
tells exactly where everything is, how many I want, all of the things. So this is what my mom was doing when I was, looks like Kay learned something.
we don't have a Kroger. I'm jealous.
I know. So when she was sending me this is how I could go. She was clicking on there and I knew she wanted cheese and eggs and this and all the things. It is then organized based on, you know, here's the aisle 17, here's the produce, all of the things. So if you are on your way home from somewhere and, you know, you could, or somebody's on their way home and they need to pick up some things, this is an easy way to send them something. And it goes very specific from the actual Kroger app. So again, another way you can do a shopping list, and instead of using one of those apps to do it, this would be a great way to do it too if you have your Kroger. Okay. So again, if we have
about these classes, even don't let that overwhelm you if you don't use it, but try it. But the other thing is just the awareness to know that that's available to all of us, you know, and obviously I'm going to check Walmart. We only have one place to shop and that's Walmart. So I'm going to check and see if they have that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And so, and Meijer is very similar. And I don't want to run you all too far over. I know we've got a little bit of late and I want to do, oh, well, look, I can't, it's logged me out at some point. But you see that Meijer is set up the same way. You've got the coupons on the bottom. They actually do kind of some rewards. If you spend a certain amount of money, they'll give you a $2 coupon or a $5 coupon and those types of things. They also have the weekly ad down there that you can see. So there's all of these different options and it's very similar. Again, I haven't gone to Meijer for a while, so I guess it's signed me out, which is good. But I really want you guys to see Ibotta, which is one that is, I love it. You can use it so many different ways. It is extremely overwhelming too. So this is one that you would need to download and kind of just explore it. It is free and it is kind of I want to say funded by those advertisements. Basically, you're looking at, and that's kind of what coupons have always been, is advertising. So this is where they're at, where they're advertising their product and encouraging you to buy it. So the way Ibotta works is that you can, there's so many ways to use it, but you are shopping at a store, a specific store, and you would click on that store, and they have Sam's Club, Walgreens, all of the things. They got the Costco. Everywhere you all were talking about shopping, they have an option for that. Now, in Ibotta, there are different items that you buy that qualify at different stores. So I'll show you. I'll go back to Kroger because I'm going to input one right here. I'm going to show you. I bought some stuff earlier, and I'm going to show you how this works.
This is a good time to mention, it was in the chat room that we were talking about Wi-Fi and being careful with using your Wi-Fi. A lot of these stores like Meijer and Kroger, and I think Walmart does too, and maybe even all the others that you've got on there, they have Wi-Fi in their store. So if you're using it in the store, you may not be using your data.
Yeah, you can connect to that. A lot of times it'll ask you, do you want to join? And if you have some apps and you're worried about data, then you definitely want to connect to that and try to save your data. So that's a great point. Thank you. So this one, I'm going to go and so this is kind of set up in a way that there are brand specific things and there are these any item things. And so you can see the top here is I can organize it by that, but I can go to new offers, and it is for anything, all sorts of things, okay? So if you buy these things on a regular basis, it would be perfect because you're getting a rebate for something you've already bought. But for example, it's that pasta sauce, 10 cents back. I click that little plus sign, and it says, here's a recipe. Okay, that just happens to be one of the things. Okay, great. What do I do with that? Well, I scroll down. They want you to read it all. I didn't read it, but I could. It might be something good. And then I close and add offer. And then it shows me one that's similar to that, right? So here's another one. And I'm clicking this because that's what I bought. And I'm going to click my plus.
So clarify, you bought the Prego, but you clicked on just pasta sauce, correct?
Correct. So at this point, I clicked on pasta sauce because I know I bought pasta sauce. And this tells me that I'm going to get 10 cents back for any brand pasta that I buy. I can buy the Kroger brand, the Walmart brand, the Prego, the Ragu, any size. You see it says any size, any variety. So that's 10 cents. But when I clicked on it, it says, well, it didn't tell me there, but that there was a Prego option as well. So it's like, oh, well, that's 75 cents back there. Okay, well, maybe I could buy the Prego and I could get the 75 cents and the 10 cents. So you can also see there, it tells me that it's also available at Meijer. So if I bought this at Kroger or I bought this at Meijer, it would qualify. If I bought it at Walmart, Walmart isn't listed. So you have to be careful if you're using this app to buy it at the store that that the rebate is listed for. So again, all sorts of things. And I'm going to scroll through here and get to, or I'm actually going to search macaroni. Oh, look, Kraft macaroni and cheese. Well, my example's not going to be on there now. Sorry, guys. So, well, listen, that was what I did last night. I was going to do macaroni and cheese as well to show you. But apparently, what you also have to know is that some items go away if you don't use them. So, which is okay. We won't use that one. But again, this is, so just so you kind of understand how Ibotta works, there are all sorts of options. You could buy fresh chicken, just regular chicken. It could be Perdue, it could be Kroger, it could be anything. And then there are these options down here. So I'm going to see if the macaroni and cheese is still there. And it's not. What a bummer. Sorry, guys. Okay, so we'll just use the Prego for now, and I'll show you how it works. Okay, So down on the bottom there, I'm going to redeem. And I'm going to say that I bought it at Kroger because that's where I just went. So I'm going to click on Kroger. Now, this is where I said that goes with your receipt. So I was at Kroger and there's my receipt, right? Let's see if this works. Okay. Well, my Kroger receipt is longer than that. So I'm going to add a section, see where it says that. And I'm going to go down and take another picture. There's a button. Oh, I guess you see the button. And I don't know if this stuff is needed, but I do it anyway, just because it shows the end of my receipt. Boom. Okay. So then I'm going to review all photos. Okay. And I'm going to submit my receipt because I'm saying, hey, I bought something. Now it's going to find those offers. I'm going to have to tell it what I bought. Well, I bought pasta sauce. And then it tells me, and I'll be honest with you, we're just going to use the other one. I'm sorry. I bought the Prego, right? So this is where they want to say, are you sure? Do you really, or are you just using a receipt? They want to make sure you actually have the item, right? So here's my Prego that I bought. And it's going to have you scan the barcode. It says, yes, it matches, right? Now, I'll be honest with you, and if somebody uses I bought it and they know the answer to this, I don't know if I can get the any brand pasta sauce, but I'm going to try because you know what they're going to tell me? If they won't let you, they'll say, no, you only got 75 cents, not 85 cents, or vice versa. So we'll see how that works. And if, we'll see how it works. And I have called customer service before and they have given me money on certain things and those types of things. They're actually really great to work with. So I'm going to say 2 offers. I'm really sad that my macaroni and cheese isn't on there anymore. So I'm going to add those offers. Okay. And it says collect 85 cents for 2 offers. And I click that button. And it's gone. And look, it tells me I'm going to get money. So it will be added to my account within 24 hours. And that is all I do.
So how do you use your money?
Okay, very good question. So I can go here and I can go to my account. Okay, you guys are seeing all my business right now. So I have a current earnings. With Ibotta, you actually can do it within $20 increments. So you will not be able to get your money out until you're at $20. But I can either do it PayPal. I can actually connect it to my bank where it's going to go right in there. Or I can say, well, I like gift cards. So let's use that money for some gift cards. And you have all of these options. So there are various ways that you can get your money out with that. But again, my suggestion is to always try to keep that. Like I said, the catch of it is $20. That's your piece there. Okay.
My stepdaughter uses that for her Christmas shopping. She buys.
I was going to say that's why I have so much in there, is because I save it for my Christmas, because it's not something that I would count personally as a savings. Like if I go to the store and I say, okay, like just now I paid, this Prego was on sale for $1.67. So I stacked my offers because I had $1.67 was what it was on sale for. There was a 75-cent coupon on Kroger. So that made it less than $1. And then I just got 75 cents back. So my pasta sauce cost 20 to 30 cents is how much it cost. But
and it's something you'll use. It's not
correct,
something.
Yeah. Right. We're out of pasta sauce actually. So, so it worked out fine. But the other thing of that is that until you take that money out, you didn't save anything. So that's where it's one of those things you have to kind of be careful when you're like, oh, I saved all this money. Well, until if you turn around and use it for Christmas gifts, then you haven't really, this is not 30 cents at that point. This was $1. So you just have to kind of think about that. My husband was a Debbie Downer with that one time when he was like, no, you didn't save it because you're going to turn around and spend it on something else. I was like, well, fine. So that's just to kind of show you those things. So it's sometimes easier to see how that works. Again, you will have to set those accounts up when you do them. So you'll have to connect it with, if you have an email or phone number, there's all sorts of things. And you may get to that point where you look at it and you're like, I don't know if I really want that, or Shonda, I have a question about that, those types of things. So that's just some kind of different things there to show you. That's really all that I have. I want to try to keep it to the hour. I know I'm a little bit over, and so I apologize for that.
One comment, and this came from Angela, in reply to Bonnie's, it was about the coupons. It says Kroger sends out loyalty specific coupons, and those will not be on your digital coupons. So in other words, no, they will not accept them if scanned. And most Krogers will not let you use a paper coupon and a digital coupon on the same item.
Correct.
That's most all stores.
Mm-hmm.
And it may depend on the manager and what they will allow. My Kroger will accept paper coupons that are expired for a week or more after the date. And that is up to individual business.
Yeah, and I know that Meijer kind of, their system is a little more sensitive. They are very quick to they know that thing is expired. Like, it's when it goes, it's very interesting. Like, it's a pretty high tech system, or it says, again, like I said, your paper coupon or your Meijer Perk coupon, which do you want to use? I know there have been times that I've gone to Kroger, not necessarily intentionally, but I would use a paper coupon, not realizing that there was a digital coupon that I had clipped for it as well. And sometimes it goes through, and sometimes the manager person will come over and push it through, and then I get in the car and I look at my receipt and I realize, oh gosh, I got both of those. So I try to follow the rules. I mean, I'm trying to be, one to not do things intentionally. But there are times that you can do those things, or when they run those digital savings, which is where it like brings the money down. Like, it's like it was $5 and it's an actual, like, you could clip the coupon and it's $2.99. Sometimes those will work with coupons. And sometimes you will even see on your receipt, if you had cereal is a very good example of that. General Mills will oftentimes put $1 off 2 coupon on there. And so I will clip that coupon, and then they may run a sale where that big box of cereal is on sale for $1.99. Well, the $1.99 will work, and then the $1 off 2 will work if I've bought 2. And so the system just does that itself. So, if you look on couponing websites, it says, there's this little term that says your mileage may vary, which means that different stores do different things, and they do different ways. But I really just wanted to be able to expose you a little bit to some of those things, and I would love to have as many questions afterwards. If you guys have them very specific to certain things, that's perfectly fine. But again, this is kind of the end of the actual presentation itself. The evaluation, if you fill out your evaluation, I have pasta sauce for you. Pull it back a little bit, Kay. It's got your background.
Oh.
There it is. Stay there. So there's the evaluation form that I will, if you want it emailed to you, you can pop your email in the chat, or email me and say, hey, can you email that? But again, all of the agents or the offices should have one for you to pick up. And when you fill it out, my plan is for you to have an item and a receipt that you can play rebate games with. So I will make sure that those are specific, because again, apparently my macaroni and cheese went away. I have a feeling, now that I'm thinking about it, that it was supposed to be at Walmart, which is another thing that you have to be careful of, is that if you're buying it at the right thing. So it becomes a little bit of a tactical game. and doing that. So
here's another comment. If Kroger is having the buy 5 and you have to click on the digital coupon to get that price, you can use a paper coupon also at that point. However, on just a regular item, it will not let you use paper and digital. Sometimes it will glitch and both will get through, like you were saying, but it's not their policy.
Right. And you want to try very hard to follow the policy, because, you know, your stores, especially in a situation like this, you know, you don't want to put your stores in a hardship where they're, you know, having to do things. A lot of times they don't want to fight with you as a customer either. And so, you know, it's really important to kind of know the coupon policy too. Just really helpful to do that. Or if they say, hey, you can't use those. And if you know, I'm pretty sure actually your apps will also have a link to the coupon policies that you can find on their app as well. So
I think we need to have a party where we all do our grocery list and sit down and just play with it. I can't wait till we get back together, because there's a lot of this. A lot of my stepdaughters and my daughters use the Ibotta, and I hear about it and all this, and you have to play with it. You just have to play with it.
And from my understanding, it's been a while since I downloaded Ibotta. I've had it for a while, but I'm pretty sure that when you first download it, you will get a kind of an incentive type thing where they will, if you put a certain amount of get a certain amount of offers, they'll give you an extra $2 or $3 and those types of things. And then if you refer your friends, you would get $10 in your account. So it's an easy way. What I really think they're trying to do is get you up to accessing it to that $20 so that you can get to where you can cash out. So if you have a group, like in your homemaker group, if they are interested in doing that, I would suggest you guys, one person will kind of miss out, but you download it and then share your link with everybody in your group so that everybody gets an opportunity to get that little bit of extra in there. So again, I will answer any questions that you have about those things. My email, you did.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Joan Klein. You'll see my name next to my picture. I just went through a gender change before I asked my question. I asked her to ask a question. I've been listening across the room.
Yeah.
And she said, no, if you want to know the answer, you got to ask it. So here it is. And it's not really to the point of what you're dealing with, which is basically couponing. But do you visit the clearance areas at Myers or at Walmart as an example? Is that useful to do or not?
The things about clearance, you have to be very careful in that you really need to know what the regular price of something is before you know if it's clearanced. Now, our Kroger and most Krogers, if I'm not mistaken, have a clearance section. Meijer has a clearance section. So
Right.
if you go there and you see some things, you might get some awesome deals, but you also might have something that's marked down that really is just kind of almost regular price, or you can catch it on sale for
Right.
that price. So you do have to be kind of, you have to be a little bit of a knowledgeable shopper if you're going to shop clearance. And then also, I mean, even just asking that makes it sound like you at least know about those things. But I mean, Walmart is the worst. If you look at a clearance, you'll see the sticker and it says, I mean, there have been times I have looked at it. It says it's $6.99 and the regular price was $6. And you're like, what? So, or the regular price was $5.99 and it's on sale for $5.50, or it's clearanced. I'm sorry, clearance stickers everywhere for $5.50. So, you know, some people get really excited about a clearance. So you do have to kind of know what the price of things are.
I was getting ready to say, and Donna just posted it in the chat room as well. When you're going to the clearance aisles, you have to be careful about expiration dates too, because sometimes it's already expired. It shouldn't be, but it may expire tomorrow. I mean, if it's something you're going to use today, you're fine. But
and that's a great example actually for a Kroger. I mean, I will go to the clearance bin for some things, and a lot of times you can get something and go, oh, well, I'll try that. And it actually ends up being good, and then you end up paying full price for it the next time because, but it's a good way to try something and not, you know, I have two kids, you know, a 7-year-old and an 11-year-old, and it's a hit or miss when you bring something home sometimes. So it's like, it's nice to pay 50 cents for something and to see if they like it. Or they go, yeah, that was okay, but I won't eat it again. So
they also mentioned that sometimes on the regular shelf, you get expired food too. So you need to watch expiration dates on
I think
them.
you should always watch expiration dates. Absolutely.
And Angela says that the clearance is the first place she goes because the markdown clearance and closeout baskets are the best, because if she shops, if it's not on sale, she doesn't buy it. I shop the sales for things I use regularly. Some Krogers will let you also use a paper coupon on the item that's in clearance and will let you do closeouts, but not.
And I will tell you, it's the name of their clearance, the woohoos. The other thing too is to be careful. If you have a digital coupon, that brings up a good point. Sometimes it will exclude clearance. And so the system will know that it is clearance sometimes. And so a lot of times I would be excited about trying something and say, oh, well, I have a 50-cent coupon. I'll definitely try it. But it doesn't come off on that because it did say that it excluded clearance. Meijer is definitely one of those that they don't take coupons off of their clearance for that. So, but it is definitely a good way to try something. So yes, clearance shopping I'm always going to condone clearance shopping. Just be careful because again, if it's regularly priced $6 and it's on clearance for $5, that makes me feel like it's not a good clearance. But Kroger is, if it sits in that basket long enough, they'll clearance it even more. So you could just hold out. Yeah. Anybody else? Thanks for the question.
We had a couple that had to run, but they
really
learned a lot and appreciated it.
Awesome. Well, thanks. And like I said, this is kind of one of those hard ones to do, over the computer because it's one that it could probably warrant a whole lot of good conversation about where you get things on sale and asking good questions. So, I hope this was at least a little helpful in terms of seeing some of the stuff.
I think it was good. Good job.
All right, guys.
And you have Shonda's email there if you have any questions that come up later, okay? I don't know, those people that are on phones, do they have can they see it on chat room, the email?
I'm not sure. So, I can, here, I write it down. Do that. You can take a picture. If you're on a phone, you can take a picture of the screen here in a second, if I can get there.
That will be very helpful.
Again, you can also call your office and they can get me.
She can run, but she can't hide.
Look, it's going to be backwards. Sorry, guys.
No, it's not. It's just on yours. It's all right.
Okay, good.
Yeah. One advantage of Zoom meetings is it's raining cats and dogs out here, so I don't have to get in my car and go home. I'm home.
Good point.
Homemakers have said we'll never have a snow cancellation again. We'll have it by Zoom. So
yeah, right.
Some things that have been.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, like I said, I appreciate your time and listening to me and like this is my first time doing this. So hopefully.
Good job.
Thank you.
Good job.
Yes,
Good job,
great
Shonda.
job.
Great job.
Mm-hmm.
Very good job.
All right. So like I said, y'all feel free to email me or call over here. And I'll talk coupons all day. So.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
And y'all can stay on if you do have questions.
Thank you, Shonda.
Thank you.
Tell your mama hi.
I will.
Oh, there's one new message. Last week, she found an entire basket of Sweet Baby Rays. Did you see that? For 29 cents each.
All right.
It'd be cool if everybody could submit a little success story of something they did from this. That would be
Well, like
good.
I said, my hope is that if I can get people to turn in evaluations, you're going to get your own receipt with your own thing, and you can try the rebates at least. Or
And I meant to say those 3 people, 3 or I'll send you the emails. I should have carbon copied you on them. I sent 3 things that we didn't use, but I mean, they're self-explanatory. They're the app checklist.
oh, the activities. Yeah.
Yeah, the activities. I mean, they can do those if they want.
Yeah. Was anybody wanting to ask questions, or are y'all good?
Now, they think somebody else is and they don't want to miss, right? I know how this works. That's the way I do it. I'm not
I
gonna
was
lie.
gonna say you.
I hang around for Dr. Hunter sometimes because I think, oh, they're going to ask a question I need to know.
Yep.
I'll be the first one to hang up. No, you hang up. No, hang up.
See, there was somebody in the waiting room. Is that
Has
person?
entered the waiting room for the fire tablet has entered the waiting room. Let me see the waiting room. It just happened. Should I admit?
Well, I mean, I don't know if we need. Do they need to come in? Who are they? Are they wanting to bomb my meeting?
I have no idea. I don't know how you tell.
You don't?
I trust everybody. What do we got to hide?
Nothing. Come on in. Do it. Push the button.
I did. Fire tablet, are you with us? That just means that's the method, right? I mean,
Yes,
they're
correct.
fire
It's what
tablet.
it's what the label of their
Oh,
device
it's
is.
not there.
They weren't on the meeting before.
Mm-mm. But you had a good crowd.
I know.
You had a really good crowd.
Look, there's somebody else waiting.
Nah, I think that's enough. In
Yeah,
fact,
I think that's enough.
I think we might take that one.
Should we hang up? Yeah.
Okay. Bye, friends.
Ladies, y'all are getting to be professionals at this.
Thank you.
Good night.
Good night.
Thanks, guys. I'm going to end everybody.
In the recording.
Oh, yeah. I should have done that a long time ago.
That's all right. You